Hello to my Aquarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, we are in this last quarter moon phase. This is Queen Amun Ra. Like I said, this is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you, all Aquarius. Remember, if you're watching this video you probably will be watching this video on Thursday, May 22nd. This video is for Friday, May 23rd. And it's going to take us all the way into um, um, it's going to take us into following month. Yeah, it's going to take us into close to the following month. It's going to take us into Friday, May 30th, right? Friday, May 30th. So keep in mind, I want to remind you all of something, right? Pluto is still retrograde, right? So Pluto is the outermost planet. It's retrograde and it rules Scorpio, right? So Pluto is that emotional roller coaster planet, right? So when I'm reading cards, I channel a lot of people's energy. And so I'm like, man, I'm picking up on a lot of people's energy. So in your last reading, I was really picking up on like some people's energy who may be harboring some resentment toward you all. It could be like some secret resentment or some jealousy or like some energies that are kind of domineering or controlling or some obstinate energies. So be careful, be very mindful of all of that, right? Just be very mindful, be very careful of those types of energies. Aquarius, yeah, be very mindful of all of that. So we're going to jump into your reading. We're going to jump into your reading. By now, you all have seen my entire birth chart. I've uploaded my entire birth chart on here. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I've already prayed over everyone's cards. I already asked Most High God for complete and total clarity. As we're getting closer and closer to closing out this cycle, you want to make sure you protect your energy because, like I said, Pluto is retrograde and it is in your zodiac sign, right? Until 2043. I want to say March 2043. Yep, March 8th, I believe, 2043. It'll be in Aquarius. So you all do rule 11th house, and that's all about the future. It's all about technology and all those wonderful things. So you want to get ahead of technology in terms of humanitarianism to Aquarius, because when you start thinking about like how things may have changed in the past and how like a lot of people's jobs were taken over by robots, and now we have AI and those kind of things. And I mean, and how it just kind of like you went from like automation took over a lot of things, and that's kind of sort of what it's all about. It's just like a lot of things are being replaced by automation, and so it's a lot of people don't know the underlying reason of why they feel the way that they do. Like things are all of a sudden just happening, right? And people just not understanding why they're feeling the way that they do, why they're feeling some sort of resentment, and so you all having this that could just be part of a reason why. And so you want to make sure you protect your energy, okay? Make sure you protect your energy, because I was picking up on a lot of like during your reading, your last reading, I was picking up on a lot of energy in your reading in particular, but in some of the other readings, I wasn't picking up on that energy. And I feel like it's because of your humanitarianism and because Pluto is in your zodiac sign for, I want to say, the next 17 or 18 years. So protect your energy, Aquarius, all right? Protect your energy. Protect your energy. Like I said, you all have seen my entire birth chart, and my moon sign is in a water sign. So I have very nurturing energy. And so protect your energy, okay? Protect your energy. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's set the tone for your reading. Let's set the tone. Let's set the tone. This is a general reading. So take your time to slow down, journal during this time. You all are air signs, but you're water bearers. And so make sure you're getting your air, going outside, getting your air. Water, even if it's raining, Don't be around people that's like, oh my God, I hate the rain. Enjoy it. That's the time that Source is cleansing the earth, washing off the trees, the flowers, the plants. That's their water. That's their water that they're using to grow, right? So stop repeating shadow behavior, turn the page, you healed. There it is. That's perfect. Perfect, 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 right? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Because I'm serious. I was just like, oh, whose energy is this? Whose energy is this? Right? Yeah. You've healed from a lot of things, Aquarius. And so maybe that adds something to it to help somebody. Like maybe you all are maybe somebody doesn't really understand. Maybe that's kind of maybe there was some new energies that was kind of like hmm. Because I noticed like in some of the other readings, I was picking up on more kind of like upbeat energy. So make sure you all are protecting because you all are fixed signs. So make sure you all are protecting. I just felt like I wanted to reach through the camera and give like collectively Aquarius a hug. I was like, what the heck? What in the Sam sausage head is going on? Right. So yeah, let's get some stuff that's going on. So yeah, if you feel like you have closed out the cycle in some relationships, you've pulled up some weeds, meaning like you've uprooted some things, you've gone through some closing out cycles in love. Don't be fixated. Try not to be fixated on past energy. If you've like, and I'm in serious, you've forgiven some people, you've risen above judgment, because that's what Pluto is. Plus, Pluto is the judgment card. It's a judgment card, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is, like I said, currently retrograde, and it's retrograde for quite some time. It's retrograde until October 14th, 2025. So it's going to be retrograde for quite some time, but it's going to be in your sign until for a while. So make a list of pros and cons. Make a list of anybody that you close out cycles with, make a list of pros and cons. Sometimes you just need to like tape it somewhere so you can go back and remember. Every time you go back in your mind and you start remembering some things as to why you close out cycles in love, of course, you need to go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. Because when the moon moves through Scorpio, it reminds you of unhealthy relationships. Unhealthy relationship, whether it's unhealthy jobs and around money and around um, emotions, right? So it could have been, and time is money. You could have spent way too much time around energies where you could have been doing something else. And then you realize, oh, wow, right? So here we have make a list of pros and cons, right? Just pray for people, pray for them, right? Pray for yourself as well, but just relax, 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 relax. Somebody's a succubus energy. Yeah, somebody's a succubus. I don't know who that is, but you would know. Right? So it's time to release the burden. It's just time to release the burden. Whoever that energy is, you inspire them to heal, whoever it is, right? So more money is coming soon. I know that may not be a motivator for some people, but time is money. So yeah, it's time to open your vault door. So this is where you really, really trust source. This is because I was picking up on somebody's energy really heavy. You got to remember too, we're closing out a cycle, right? So when we close out a cycle, remember you have a choice to land on the light side or the dark side of the moon, right? And so if you're choosing to land on the light side of the moon, this is a time for you to get more imaginative, more determined, more ambitious, more emotional in a good way, more idealistic. And again, not land on the dark side. Dark side would be the opposite of that. It would be somebody who is more obstinate, secretive, being pulled into their resentment, which will make you sad. Like, why are you being pulled into somebody else's resentment? Why are you being pulled into their jealousy? Why are you being pulled into someone else's energy? Like, why are you letting somebody else rent, you know, why are you even asking why? Right? So you have the gift of precognition. Yeah, this is foreknowledge. It's almost like source is almost telling you like something is headed your way. But source is telling you ahead of time something is headed your way. You may not have known what was headed your way, but yeah, something having to do with the next. Turn it this way, something having to do with the next. Somebody was somehow influenced by an ex, something having to do with sex. Yeah. Yeah. So open your vault door. Did I see this twice? Hold on. Yeah. Came out twice. Yeah, it came out twice. It's open to time to open your vault. And so it's time to open your vault and then open your vault door. So source is really reiterating this for you. So I know you all are, like I said, humanitarians. And so when someone is being influenced by an ex, whether it's an ex friend, ex love interest, whoever ex colleague, ex whomever, it doesn't really matter, ex, you can really remember you move from your heart chakra, that's air, and things are coming through the air for you, right? Okay. So, yeah, a lot of things I had to add some more time to the video. I didn't realize I had so many other videos here. But this is about an ex. This is about an ex. It could have been ex friend, ex love interest, ex whomever. It doesn't really matter, but it's something from your past. So stop repeating shadow behavior. Turn the page that you peeled. Of course, unless you are sort of new to your gifts, right? So if you're new to your gifts, because again, as a person who has lot of gifts and picking up on someone else's energy, I was like, somebody's really going through something, right? But yeah, somebody is when somebody is not themselves, um, people are carrying a lot of. I read something earlier, or at the time of filming, I read something earlier today, and I saw a couple of videos about, and I mentioned this show a lot. That show, My 600 Pound Life, and I read something about one of the people on that show losing a battle, with their temptations, right? So, I just said a prayer for their family, because it's very, very, very real when people are trying to overcome, their temptations, because they have a lot of people around them that support that. They have people around them that support that cheer that on. And very seldom do people have loved ones around them that actually say, okay, let me help you with that. Let me help you shine a light on that, not in a where it's like not in a harsh judgmental way, but like, let me help you with that, right? Let me help you with that, right? So somebody could have somebody around them that's really helping to feed a temptation. So that's not your burden to carry. That's not your burden to carry. So something happened, something really came to light around your Saturn return. So something really came to light for you around a Saturn return. So it's time for you to open up your vault door and leave that outside of your vault door. Leave that out of your vault door. Yeah. Yeah, because more money is coming in soon. And again, it's not just about money. It's about the length of time you may have been around certain types of energies and you've seen something. So move in silence and move in peace. Move in silence and move in peace, right? But somebody met their match. Somebody met their match, right? Somebody's a changeling, right? So it's something that just overtook two energies, and they weren't able to hide it. But they've been trying to secretly hide something that they've been kind of trying to fly under the radar, and they can't hide. They have not been able to hide it. It's out in the open now. So somebody's a changeling. That's a child of fairies or demons who have been substituted for a human baby, right? And those types of energies, that's not their only demon. So whoever they're around, they're supporting that behavior. They've been doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm quite sure the people that they're around that's supporting them, that would be literally like, speaking of those shows, usually when that doctor would come in and he would say, so what did you have to eat today? And the person would say something like, oh, I only had like a salad. I only had a salad, or a glass of water, whatever. And the doctor would just, he would come right out and would say, "There's no way in the world you only had a salad and a glass of water." So people like that are just in denial about something, and so to a point of almost getting upset or volatile or angry. Like I said, so when the people are around them, they're usually around other people who are battling the same thing. So that's outside of your vault door. That has nothing to do with you. You're dreaming bigger. You're using your creativity for something else. So, like I said before, when I say more money is coming to you, time is money. Don't waste your time. The seed was planted, probably that's something that's generational. That has, like I said, that's generational. It has nothing to do with you. So let's pull an angel number. So everybody has their own crosses to bear. That's why you're not judging people. Everybody has their own crosses to bear, but you're releasing the burden. You're releasing the burden. So 291, set priorities. So say no to distractions moving forward. Immediate action is required. So your angels call you to prioritize what you want. There are many distractions around you presently, and the challenge is to keep your mind set on your true desires. So eliminate the distractions today by postponing or declining anything that isn't essential. Okay. So two. So it's two energies, like I said before, that you close out cycles for. You are not even creating energy for that, right? And so there it is. You're standing firm on something. So yeah, don't create space for any of that, because those type of energies, like I said, they get a great joy out of creating distractions for people. So stop repeating any shadow behavior. Turn the page. You healed. I mean, those energies, like I said, they thrive off of that. So, but you inspired some energies to heal. And however, remember, time is relative. So somebody in their group may have spoken or said something to them like, wow, that's really messed up. Because again, somebody around those types of energies wakes up from that. You know, once those energies are pointing out, somebody, source uses people within a group to say, okay, we didn't know this, we didn't know that, we didn't know this, we didn't know that. But again, not your cross to bear. Not, you got your own stuff that you're focusing on. And like I said before, again, more money is coming across somebody's path. You know how it's going to come across your path until you focus on whatever assignment source has for you. Remember, we had a full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio's ruling planet, the judgment card. Like I said, when you're going through your own metamorphosis, it's a very powerful one. Like I said, you're going through your own rebirth. You don't have time to sit around and judge other people. You're focusing on your own. Let's get into tarot. Let's get into tarot. You don't have time for all that other stuff. So, yep. Let's see. You're dreaming even bigger. Let's see what's in your cards. Let's see what's in your cards, Aquarius. Like I said before. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles. So something around your sixth house. Yeah, you've already, this is, somebody's already gone down some kind of a rabbit hole. You've already gone down a rabbit hole. You've already bought into some kind of a fairy tale. Somebody told you, oh, if you just sit back and relax, I'll take care of everything for you. I'll do this and I'll do that for you. You already bought into something and it ended up being a nightmare for you. Yeah, it just ended up being a nightmare because all somebody heard was, you know, complete comparison. That's all you heard. Somebody was just determined to bring out the darkness in people, right? But then as soon as things didn't work out financially, guess what happened? So you already know how the story ends. You already know what type of energies you're dealing with. Somebody is dealing with karmics. Somebody is dealing with karmics. When you enter into a relationship, when you first enter into any kind of relationship, and the first thing a person has to do is start comparing you with their ex. When they start to compare you with their ex, you already know. You already know that somebody is already obsessed. That's the beauty of Pluto being retrograde. If you really slow down, and this is why you don't have to be, I mean, of course, you're in human form, so your emotions is normal, right? To have emotions about it, to have feelings about certain things. But I want you all to slow down. This is the beauty of retrograde. Slow down and make the connection. You make the connection. When a person is they're obsessed, they're physically, and these two energies had to physically move close to you to make the connection. These energies have physically sent somebody to, if you move, they had to physically send somebody to go peek into your new place to see what the square footage of where you live, whether it's a new home, a new condo, a neighborhood, a car, to see if you downsize, upside. This is the obsession that these two energies have. This is the obsession that these two energies have. That's sad. That is really, really sad. When they played a role in trying to lower your abundance and your prosperity and your image. And this gives them great joy to do this. This is an obsession. This is their demons that they're holding on to. Like, could you imagine somebody can't even sleep? You the first thing that come out of their mouth in the morning. But again, they met their match. So Source is saying to you, you have the gift of precognition. Um, so Source is already taking care of something. You have nothing to worry about. I'm telling y'all, you have nothing to worry about, Aquarius. I was like, somebody was pulling on my energy. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then a couple of people texted me and I was like, oh, okay. I'm right. All right. Yeah. So here we have the Six of Wands here. I'm telling y'all, it's only a matter of time. Anytime you're in any relationship, I'm telling you, Aquarius, because what I'm seeing here is like, you'll see. You'll see. These type of energies hang around those types of energies. Here's a Nine of Wands here. Yeah, somebody knew you weren't coming back. They knew you were not coming back. They knew you weren't coming back. Listen. And they were holding on. See this number 6 right here? 6 and this rounded back and this bulging belly. Somebody was holding on to this emotion of this fire. It was like fire shut up in somebody's bones. Like somebody was holding on to something. It was like, okay, as soon as I know they're not coming back for certain. Oh boy, I'm gonna let it rip, right? I'm gonna let it rip, right? So yeah. So anyway, somebody's dealing with some energies that they got more going on within them than it had. Not. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with you. They were just ruthless. They were ruthless. And so like I said before, and something took form shape real fast. Yeah, here we have the Seven of Cups here. Yeah. So keep your vibrations high. Keep your vibrations high. Here we have High Priestess. Yep, you've gone through enough dark nights of the soul. You've been initiated by God, right? So you're a light High Priestess. So something has already come to light. Something has already come to light. It's already come to light. Source is the great equalizer. Let me tell you, you're not putting another ounce of your energy into something at all. Not at all. Because you've already been enlightened about something. You've already been enlightened about something. You got to remember, I'm reading the cards upright and in reverse, right? So this flute right here, like the Pied Piper, and see these little candles down here, right? So somebody um has a candle business. Somebody that you know has a candle business who has been enlightening you about a lot of things, right? They've been enlightening you about a lot of things, Aquarius. This is why I want people to just really, really slow down, right? But the way that they enlighten you, the way that they have been enlightening you about things, they're not just enlightening you about things, they've been enlightening other people about things. Um, And so when I tell you these energies did not get away with what they thought they got away with, they didn't. And it's a lot. That's why I say more money is coming soon. Just go ahead inside your vault door. Go ahead inside your vault door. Go inside your vault door. The military is of significance here. Is of significance. I don't know who I'm talking to, but is of significance to your reading. Keep your vibrations high. Keep your vibrations high. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody is dealing with two energies that have succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, the egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Um, Something having to do with somebody wants to do something really, really fast without thinking. They did something really, really fast without thinking, right? These two karmics did something fast without thinking. Um, and so you want to make sure and like I said, they put a lot of energy into something. It was like almost like I said, somebody could not wait for you to either go through a dark period in your life for some reason. Somebody, like people act in haste. Somebody was just like impulsive. Somebody did something in a very impulsive way. Um, Something having to do with fifth house. Something having to do with fifth house, right? So fifth house has to do with romance, creativity, children, projects, fun, self-expression, hobbies, what makes you feel good. Like I said before, some things that make some people, what's one person is inspired by, but in this case right here, two people are inspired by, or it's not the same as what you're inspired by. This deals with the physical realm. This is solar plexus chakra, right? Yeah. Here's the Four of Cups here, right? So, um, as soon as someone came through the door and they seemed like they were depressed about something, um, somebody didn't even, go through if a person was actually depressed, because this right here is just apathy. This is apathy. Like a person may feel like they're backwards against the wall, about something. Um, but this doesn't always mean, this may have been like a person hasn't had a chance to even tap into other options, right? Usually if a person says, okay, well, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this. Okay, let's explore some other options, maybe. Let's say a person says, okay, I've tried to write a book. Um, I've tried, whatever, tried reading cards. I've tried, um, roller skating, tried whatever, maybe tried other creative avenues or whatever. These energies, something just for these two energies, something just took off like an airplane. Something just took off like, just acting in haste, acting in haste. Somebody just feel like, okay, this energy is not coming back. Let's just hurry up and just get something done. So anyway, so here we have the Chariot card. So like I said before, I don't know who I'm talking to. You have a very nurturing energy. You feel things very, very deeply. Um, you feel things very, very deeply, and uh, I think some energies may have felt like you were on a high horse or something like that, or thought that maybe you were judging, or thought that you thought you were better than, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, that thought you were too distracted, or whatever energies may have thought. Um, but yeah, you're never too distracted for your kids, or maybe your parents or something. Somebody may have elderly parents or may have kids or whatever. Whatever your situation is, you're never too distracted. So never too distracted. So some people rounded up a group of energies and just went in, start recording, start doing just doing the works, just doing the works. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, baiting people into stuff, just doing the works, having these conversations around somebody, creating these having these conversations around people, saying all of this stuff. But this is somebody's ex. This is just somebody's ex who is just doing this. And again, ex is not always ex love interest. It could be, but it also could be ex friends. It could be ex family members that you don't talk to anymore. I mean, ex whomever, ex whomever. But this is Pluto right here. This is a judgment card. Like I said, you've risen above the judgment of energies. Yeah, there's a Tower card. Tower card. Some energy is just obsessed, absolutely obsessed, obsessed with, just, well, who knows what people are obsessed with. But anyway, I was like, wow, whose energy? So yeah, if it's for you all specifically Aquarius, because like I said before, Pluto is in, and you got a lot of familiar energies around you. These energies, when I say obsessed, that's an understatement. So these energies, they are wherever you live, they follow you from place to place. If you're in an apartment building, they got their church, their mosque, temple, whomever, making sure they're renting spaces wherever you are, listening in events. I mean, and that's not even being paranoid. That's a obsession. Listening, recording, reporting back. This is what they're talking about. This is what they're doing. Just letting you, just want to let, just reporting in. No matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Just stop repeating shadow behavior. Stop repeating shadow behavior. They want to see if you got married, want to see if dating somebody, want to see, just get a life for real. Get a life. Want to see if you're somewhere depressed, if you can't, back against the wall, if you're getting put out of somewhere. I mean, just excited about the wrong stuff. Excited about the wrong. But guess what? This is karma. This is karma. What goes around comes around. I'm trying to tell y'all what goes around comes around, because the same stuff is happening to them and their loved ones. Same exact stuff happening to them and their loved ones. But they don't think about that kind of stuff. This is the Emperor card. All they can think about is something. What they want is happening for. They're saying, well, it's their way or the highway. But that's okay. Hey, listen, you're in good high vibrating spirits. They just like confusion. It's a state of confusion, child. That's all I can tell you. So yeah, if you around energies that, like I said, just make sure you're structured and authoritative. Just make sure you're in a good structure and authoritative. Because some of these energies, like I said before, they just get excited off of this, and it's sad. It really is sad. So if you're feeling kind of anxious, just remember this. If you're new to my channel, just remember this. You want to learn the moon phases. You can go to websites like AstroSeek. That's one. Pull your birth chart. You can get near water. You can toss some things into a burning bowl. The sun is also a way to do a cleansing by the sunlight. If it's raining outside, that's another way of just really enjoying the rain, just looking at it from a very positive standpoint, right? Very positive standpoint. Relaxing, just knowing that these are toxic masculine traits, very toxic masculine traits. And I'm not talking about men. I'm saying toxic masculine traits. Meaning people, misery loves company. This is what I'm saying. Because there's such a thing as divine masculine as well. So this is toxicity. This is a bunch of toxicity. So yeah. So yeah, King of Pentacles here. Yeah. So you have enough information about the types of energies when you're around those types of energies, that they really are the types of spirits that really don't like to keep people enlightened about things. They get a lot of joy. Y'all know the type of energies. They don't like to. Let me give you an example of what it looks like in the workplace. In the workplace, it looks like the type of a manager that, uh, hmm, because you have a lot of comedian. Well, I don't know if they could be considered as comedians, but they do a lot of comedic things online. And I did post this one woman online. She's really funny. I think she's a HR. I think she's a HR manager or HR specialist, but she's really really funny. She talks a lot about a healthy work life balance in the workplace. Excuse me. But this would be the type of a person in who intentionally doesn't tell you what their expectations are in the workplace. So it's a setup for failure. It's just a setup for failure. They intentionally leave things out. And then when you're confused and frustrated and just feeling like, oh, okay, just can't get this right. What is this? They actually get joy from that kind of stuff. Like literally like the devil, like the author of confusion. Child, it's like, what in the world? So yeah, you cannot give these type of energies your energy at all. You cannot give these energies your energy at all. And matter of fact, the moment you come in contact with these types of spirits, you really, really have to move in silence because they're energy vampires. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. That's the, I mean, for real, that's the best advice I can give you. The energy vampires. You could be strolling along, having a great day. Yeah, you can be strolling along, having a great day, and they just trying to suck all the life out of you. So once you realize, like I said, they just want to bring you down. They want to bring you down in terms of your money and also your self-worth and value to make themselves feel like they're higher than you are. So because they, honest to God, feel like there's one throne in the whole universe and they're supposed to be sitting on it. And that's what they like to talk about. They help this person, they help that person. If it wasn't for them, it's like, what? Whew, child. So anyway, miracles in the dark. So in the darkest moments, it's easy to feel lost and alone. When you stay focused on the light, you'll receive blessings. You got to learn how to be an alchemist and really transmute that energy. So again, for readers, if you're new to reading cards and you're learning how to channel messages, you'll pick up on a lot of different energies, lots of different energies. So yeah, you'll receive blessings beyond your wildest dreams. You'll pick up on a lot of different energies, but yeah, time to act. You don't have to know everything in advance. Take the first step and watch it all unfold. You can deal with whatever your path reveals. You are ready. Yeah, you are ready. You're absolutely ready. The key, you hold the key. You hold the key. All you do with ease and enthusiasm is the path to your goals. Actions are secondary. Make the energy within your primary focus. Do not underestimate the little joys. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody is dealing with a succubus energy. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who is dealing with a a demon that even if you were dealing with that in the past, that's not your demon anymore. You may have recognized that that was a demon for you in the past, and that's something that you've overcome. But you got to first acknowledge that it could be a demon. You got to first acknowledge that that may have been a temptation for you in the past. But if you're not ready to acknowledge it, you know, then that's you dealing with something else. You're dealing with something else. And so because these energies don't know what your demons are, because that's why they gotta physically keep following you everywhere to find out what it is. Yeah. So yeah, so forge a new path. When you make new choices, you create new results. Let go of old patterns, embrace the power of possibility. You are fully supported. Yeah. These people will spend a lot of money following you around. So imagine religious organizations, imagine where your money is going for some of you all for real. Imagine where some of your money is going to follow people around, obsessively following people around to find out what their demons are. So people can seem like they're helping somebody. Amazing. So maybe that's coming to light for somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe that's something that's coming to light for somebody. But yeah, somebody has a very, very jealous ex. Looks like two now. Yeah, looks like two exes. Somebody could have been in the Navy. Somebody could have been in the Navy. Somebody did something that they didn't get away with. Somebody could have done something to somebody's child that they didn't get away with because people are talking. A lot of people are talking. Yeah, and it's something caused somebody to have a lot of nightmares. It caused you and somebody to have nightmares. So a team is being put together. So team has already come together for something. But somebody's told you something. They told you something. If you really sit down and start journaling, because whenever you see the Tower card, it's a total recall of some things. And so a total recall, if you really sit down and think about something, somebody enlightened you about something, about an entire community, and they may have been talking to you in code, but a lot of things are going to start coming back to you and letting you know about some things. Six of coins. Yep. Yep. Yeah, they've been paying for something. Somebody's been paying for something. So like somebody's trying to tell you something, so you need to slow down. Somebody really needs to slow down and pay attention, for real. Slow down and pay attention because somebody's been paying for something. So it's like every time they give you something, they're trying to tell you something. So people tell you things in many different ways. So divine abundance. So you were born to align with love's will and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant, not chase it. Right? Yep. So in your mind, you may be asking yourself, why are people paying for something? Like, what are they paying for? For something that somebody's jealous ex is doing, something that somebody's jealous ex is doing that they have been doing behind the scenes. They did something in secret behind your back with some other people in a house. They baited you and somebody else into something in a house that people are talking about, and somebody is telling you, right? Somebody is telling you. And yeah. So, but a team has already come together. And like I said before, they're pulling on your energy. They're pulling on your energy. And so whoever they got this person that's with them, if they can't see what kind of person they with, and if this is whoever, whether it's a man or woman, if they can't see that this is the kind of person that they with, that this is the kind of person that would go to this length to do something with somebody, maybe, who knows? It don't really matter. It don't really matter. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you, Aquarius. Is there anything else, Spirit? Is there anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Ooh, we got some more cards that popped out here. So here we have the Seven of Wands here. So something is closed out. Here we have the Nine of Wands here. Yep. Yep. Something was black and white, very, very clear that somebody was baited into something. Yep, baited into something. Yep. Yep. Bullied into something. I tell you. Straight up evil. Posing as faith. Just straight up evil. Trying to pull you into a karmic cycle. But this is what I have for you all. This is what I have for you all. I think this is it. I think this is it. It is it. That is what I have for you. So watch out for those familiar spirits all around you. And like I said before, when you have some energies pulling on you, like I said before, Pluto is retrograde, right? So for those of you all who like to watch the phases, the moon phases, what's retrograde, all of that, I believe at the time of filming, even though all of the videos are timeless, at the time of filming, I believe we are in Gemini season. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the communication and messenger planet. Gemini rules third house, right? So third house is all about early education, intelligence, sibling relationships, logic, reason, communication. It's all about skills, short trips, hobbies, all of those things, right? It's all about also about knowledge and learning. So slow down, right? And catch the messages. Learn how to, be in receiving mode just as you're sending messages. Also learn how to sit down and be in receiving mode of the downloads that's coming to you as well. Downloads that's coming to you as well. Pay attention to your surroundings. To your surroundings. Some energies are, like I said, you're having a total recall of some things. Yeah, total recall of some things. I'm trying to see if there's any other messages here. Any other messages here? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody, I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna leave it right here. So the tower could fall. I'm gonna leave it right here. But you all will be very happy at the end of all of this. You all will be very happy. I'll just leave it there. All right. That's what I have for you. Bye.